Okay, here's a very quick demo on Pucker Pickle and how to work on their transactions. So I'm going to go into the Pickle program. Admin2 is the password I'm using. Chuck uses the password Chuck, so we'll just use that. Oops, I need to fix something on my end real quick. Okay, here we go. Chuck. They're pretty good on order entry. They haven't called and asked for any questions on that. AP's doing a bit of that, and he's doing it by himself, but a little slow. I think he gets it, but he could use a little help. Same thing with AR. So we're going to go into AP. They are not doing any purchase orders yet, so everything is just when they get the invoice, they key in the invoice, and there's no PO to pull in from. So here we would go Browse Vendors. I can click on Browse Vendors, or I can just click on the Browse Vendors button. And let's say they've got an AT&T bill that came in. So do that, click Invoices, insert a new invoice, type in the invoice number, the date. I can do -21 for the current month, 21st day. Say it's $1,000, and then I hit Insert. And it automatically goes to whatever account that vendor is coded for by default. If it needs to be changed, then we hit Shift Spacebar. So click up here and do Shift Spacebar. Say it went to advertising there, and then I can update here so the vendor is now updated. If the vendor, if sometimes it's advertising, sometimes it's utilities, then I can update this one, and then I could say sometimes it's cell phone expense. I can update this one. Now if I just hit F2, F3, or F4, it will jump between those options. So it's a way to quickly code an invoice, but it always goes to this default F2 one by default. So everything looks good. I've got the total, I got the line, and then I just hit finish, and now it's there, but it's not posted. I don't have a balance. I hit Control T like Tom, and now it's posted and it has a balance. And I pressed escape to close that window, and now I'm back at the vendors, and I see there is a balance of 1,000 on there. Let's say American Roland, they've had some food come in. Go to invoices again, insert another invoice, invoice number, -24, and we'll say it's $10,000. Insert, this time I'll just hit Alt-I, because I is underlined, and accrued payables, 10,000. All of their freight and inventory, basically I told them to do accrued payables for the debit account here. Because we're going to start doing POs, which will start accruing for that. Hit finish and Control T, and now that's posted. So now escape out of there, escape out of here, and let's take a look at aging. So there's my two invoices that are keyed in. Let's key in one more and it has a discount. Let's just say we have a discount on this American Roland. Go to invoices, we can hit that due discount, and we can say there's a $50 discount if we pay by 8/30. And so now I've got that discount plugged in there. So now if I do tools and tag invoices for payment by due date. So he keys in all of his invoices and he pays them all at the same time. So I just told him to tag anything due before 12/31, and that just will catch all of them just in case he had some future date one. And now let's take a look at the tag to pay report. And so we got two invoices tagged to pay, two checks, 11,000. So we're actually paying 10,950. There's a $50 discount on this one, and that looks good. So he would typically print this. he'd get his 2 checks out, and he has to reverse sort them for his printer to make it work. So he prints this on white paper, and then he'll go here to print checks, and it should have the next starting number. Everything looks good. He hits OK. It generates his PDF. Okay. There's something that's been happening here. I've got to fix it where it's not taking the discounts properly. So he held back a couple checks yesterday because of that. But I'll fix that bug tomorrow. So then once these look good, then he just prints the checks. And he can also, to fix that, I believe he can go to Browse Payments and see all his checks here in this $10,000 one. Yeah, he can fix this line here, -50, and then hit OK. And so now we got a $99.50 check, and you can print that one. Yeah, that'll correct the issue if there's any discount ones. And then once everything looks good, then he just escapes out of there and hits post, and post checks and invoices. The invoices are already posted, but doesn't hurt to do it again. So now the invoices and checks are posted. So if I go back to Browse Vendors, okay, and there's still something up with that discount. Let's see, invoices, $50 balance. Okay, I'll fix the invoice or the discount bug by tomorrow. Something's happening there. So that's making invoices. That's paying checks. Back out of here. Let's go do a deposit in AR. So AR, browse deposits, or just hit the deposits button. Here's the open deposits. I'm going to make a new one. And let's say he added up all the checks. First thing you do is add up all the checks in front of you. Let's say it's $20,000. And okay, so we got a new $20,000 deposit. Escape out of here and go to customers. And let's say this guy, you have a check in hand from him for $50, $11, $20. So go to payments, insert, check number 50, 11, 20. Pick the deposit. The first time you do one of the checks on this deposit, you have to pick the right deposit. After that, it'll remember what deposit you're on. So hit OK. And here it says exactly matched. Everything's good. Close. Okay, so I'm going to escape out of here and on to the next one. Let's say this guy just paid $1,000. So we'll go to payments, insert, 1,000. And it did not automatically match up to anything. So now I have to go to payment detail and decide what to do. So let's say he paid this one. So I'm going to tag that check with the spacebar, or tag that invoice with the spacebar, and hit process. And now I'm going to short pay this one. So I'll say $1,000 was paid on this. So before we post, this is our balance. After we post, this will be our balance. And hit OK. So now everything matches up there. Escape out. Let's do the next one. Let's say this guy paid you $881. So we'll go to payments, insert, $881. It didn't match up to anything. I'll go to payment detail, and let's say we tag this one with the space bar, hit process, and now I'm going to double click on this line and edit it and say he paid $881, but we're going to write off that amount. So I put the 1 there, hit tab, and when I hit tab, this opens up, and I say we're going to just write that off to bad debt. Okay, all's good there. Let's say this guy paid you $3,100. Go payment detail. We'll tag this one. Oops. Tag it with the space bar and process. And he paid you $3,100. And so there's $229 left, and that is going to be a discount. we'll say early pay discount that we gave him. So everything's good. And let's get into a little more advanced one. Let's say this guy here gave you $100 and it was a prepayment on something. You can go to payments. As you see, he owes nothing. You don't have the invoice yet. So we can go to payments, insert a payment, $100. Whoops. $100. Go into payment detail, and there are no invoices. I'm going to say adjustment, and what that does is just makes an invoice on the fly. So an invoice or a credit memo on the fly. So I'm going to say invoice him for $0, and we'll hit it. When I click on this field, I hit Shift Spacebar, and then type what item I'm looking for. So I just type MISC, and I found that miscellaneous item. And I want to type accounting. So bam, it basically made an invoice and posted it for this amount. So now I can tag this invoice and process it and apply $100 to it. And so now after we post, we'll have a $100 credit balance on that $0 invoice. Let's do another kind of funky one. Let's say this guy paid you $450. So we go to payments, and let's say he hasn't been a good customer and you just want to take his extra money. You can tag, and process, and let's make one more invoice. So adjust, and we're going to make an invoice basically for $14.73, the various item. Hit OK, and now we'll tag that one and process that. So now he's paying on this invoice for $14.73. Everything matches up. So we're just absorbing his $450 money and not giving him a credit. Let's do this guy. Let's say he pays you $130. So payments. Oops. Payments, insert $130. Payment detail. And we'll tag this one. Okay, this one already has payment on it, so I'm not gonna use this guy as an example. We'll just have an unposted deposit on it. Let me delete what I had done there. Okay. Let's say this guy here pays you $30. So payment. Insert a payment, $30, payment detail, tag this one, process, and double click on this and we'll say funds was $30. So he's paying $30 on a $25 invoice, so after posting he'll have a $5 credit balance. Hit OK. So escape, let's say that's everything. I'll go back to deposits, and so I've applied $10,000 of cash on a $20,000 deposit. I can review and see what didn't match up, or I can, let's see, it looks like I deleted the wrong one there, net bills produce. Let me just go back to bills and delete that altogether. Payment detail, okay, delete. Okay, back to deposits, back to this deposit, back to detail. If this number you typed in originally doesn't match up to this number here and you're off, you look here and just go down this funds thing and compare to your checks to see where you're off. And you can tag them as you go to mark them off. Just spacebar to help you identify which one you're missing or whatever. If everything does look good and you just added wrong to begin with, you can double click on this and change your deposit to $10,572.20. Let me do .21 and try and post. If I do Control T to post this deposit, it won't let me post it because it's out of balance. So I'll change it back to 20. And the first thing Chuck does here is he goes reports and he prints a deposit slip. So there's his deposit slip, and he prints that to his printer. And as soon as he's got a deposit slip, then he'll post this. So just Control T like Tom, and it's posted, and it makes a little deposit report showing you the check and the invoices that it applied to, and totaling things up, total write-offs, total discounts, etc. And then he'll print this to his printer. And that's it. To do an aging, you can do a quick aging here with just a summary aging, or you can go up to your reports, agings, detailed by name, let's say, and see all this. So he printed this out yesterday. He's looking it over, seeing who owes him what. And that is pretty much it that he would be having any questions with. Talk to you later. Thanks.